Hello everyone, welcome to Tinker Coding Classroom. I'm your host Peter Mushine Mwangi, and today I'm going to show you how you're going to make an app on temperature sensor that you can use at home. So it can detect when the temperature is too hot. So when the temperature is too hot, it can switch on the AC. And if the temperature is too cold, it can switch on the heater. And it can also tell you whether the temperature is just right for you. So I'm gonna dive into what you're going to do. So this is basically what you're going to cover. As you can see, we're going to cover on conditional statements. Conditional statements are basically statements that are used in programming when you want to state certain conditions. So if a condition is true, then you'll want a specific action to take place in your code. Else is used, let's say if the statement is false, so you use else. So I'm going to show you, this is just basically the things that you're going, this is basically some of the functionalities you're going to use as you're doing our code. So we're going to use the if else conditional statement. We're also going to use comparison operators. If you're new to comparison operators, this we did this in when we're doing mathematics back in primary, elementary, whatever, whichever system that you're in, we did this. So we did equal to, not equal to. So this, we're going to use these signs. These signs, you're going to use it in our application. We're also going to explore the Boolean. The Boolean is statements that basically tell you whether it's true or false. So these are just logical values. It can be true, it can be false, it can be 1, or it can be 0. So we're going to use that. We're going to also come now to our algorithm once once we've identified what you're going to use to some of the functionalities you're going to use to make the program. Now it's now important to come and write your algorithm. Now I remember in our last video, you can actually find the last video in the link that is just displaying right away. In the last video, when you're making the mathematical table revision app, I talked about algorithms, and I said that it's very important as a computer scientist or as a coder, if you're beginning, because I believe I'm talking to most of the people who just want to start coding, and they're fresh, they're beginners, and it's usually very important for you to write what we call a recipe. I usually like calling algorithm a recipe, because it's just a step-by-step instruction that tells you what your code is going to do or what your program is going to do. And looking at our program today, so we're going to have 3 conditions. Number 1, if temperature is less than 18 degrees, you want it to show the message too cold. If the temperature is between 18 and 24, you want the microbit to show you the message just right. And if the temperature is more than 24 degrees centigrade, then you want to show the message too hot. Now, one of the things that you need to understand when you're using a microbit is that a microbit has a temperature sensor. Let me just show you how a microbit looks like for those who are here the first time. This is how a microbit looks like. So you can see this is how a microbit looks like. It has 2 programmable input buttons, the A and B, and at the back of the microbit, you can just see at the back it has a speaker. At the center there's a speaker, there's a processor, and then and then you have all these pins. The holes that you see at the bottom, these are pins. These are pin 0, pin 1, pin 2, and is a power input there. And you also have the 25 LEDs. This is where your display is. This is where your output is. So here, this small piece of gadget known as the microbit. It has what we call the temperature sensor. It also has an accelerometer. In our last application, I used the accelerometer. The accelerometer is a sensor that can detect motion or movement. So now today we are going to explore the temperature sensor. It has a temperature sensor. It can actually be able to tell you the temperature of the room. So that's why I really advise you, if you're if you want to explore if you want to do some simple applications projects and you're a newbie, then you can basically get yourself one of these microbits, because it's very easy to use. I'm going to show you how you're going to use it. So you're going to code you're going to write your code using an environment known as the make code. And the make code is basically drag and drop environment. You just need to understand what you are doing, and then you just you don't even have to do a lot of coding. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna jump straight to make code, and I'm gonna show you how make code looks like. So I'm gonna type make code microbit, you can see, and these are the results. So the first one, Microsoft make code for microbit, we're going to click on that. So once you click on this, these are some of the projects that sometimes I do on my free time. So you're going to be introduced to this environment. This is called the make code environment, and you'll realize there are tutorials here. All these are projects that you can try at your own free time. So you're going to come here to new project. I'm assuming that you're doing this for the first time. So we want to come up with a temperature. So always remember to name your project temperature underscore sensor. Sorry, have a typo. Temperature sensor. So you create your project. Once you create your project, usually takes like a few seconds. So I'm just waiting for my simulator to load. There is our microbit simulator. So here is our workspace. So maybe just to take you straight to the temperature sensor. So if you want to find the temperature sensor, just come to input. Sorry, yeah, input. So once you come to input, just click on temperature once. So this is a variable called the temperature. So you want to show, so you come here to show number, and because temperature is a number, you express it as a number, not as a character. So you just say, so you can see this, but let me just remove it, so that put it here forever. So I want my microbit forever to show the temperature. So look at my microbit. So I'm going to maximize so that you can see. There you go. 21. So that's the temperature of my room according to the simulator, to the microbit. So that's just a simple, that just shows you that there is a temperature sensor in this microbit. So apart from that, now we go back. So we've already tested our microbit. We now know that there is a temperature sensor. So I can just pull this, put it to the trash, inside the trash, and so we come here. So what do we want to do? We come back to our plan. So our temperature should be less than 18 degrees. It will show the message too cold. So if we use the if condition, so first of all we need temperature. So we already have this variable called the temperature. no need of creating another variable. Actually, we already have it. So if temperature, so we come to logic, so conditionals. So under conditionals, you just click on this, you bring it here. So if temperature, so you are comparing two things. Look at this, we are comparing the variable temperature and we are comparing it with the number 18. So we are going to come to logic, we are going to come to comparison, click on one of these looks like is it a trapezium? And so you click on the operators and you want the less sign, so you click on the less sign and then you come here, input, look for your temperature variable, place it there, just click once, can indicate 18 degrees. So if temperature is less than 18, show too cold. Okay, too cold, sorry about that guys. So we come to basic, so we are showing a string, we're not showing a number. So you can either show a number, you can either show an image, or you can either show a character, so or what we call a string. So we are calling, so we're going to show a string and we're going to edit this. You don't want to show hello, you want to show too cold. Okay, sorry about that, there's a D here, too cold. You can actually add an exclamation mark. So instead of coming again and just coming and then pulling again another if statement, you can use an else statement. Else, sorry about that guys, sorry about that, we actually are not going to use the else statement because we need to compare two one variable with a number. So back to our algorithm. So that's why it's important for you to be able to have an algorithm, because it guides you. So we are still comparing 18 and 24. Okay, so if you are comparing two numbers, then you have to have a separate if statement. So if you're gonna come here, click on this again, comparison. So we are comparing the temperature. So what are we doing? Let's come back. Between 18 and 24. So we have two statements, 18 and 24. So you're going to compare temperature with 18, and you're also going to compare the variable temperature with 24. So we're gonna have two statements. So this is only one. So we're gonna remove this. So we need two. So you come here, Boolean, and we use this, place it there. Okay, because we are using two statements, so we are comparing the first one with 18 and we want it to be larger or equal to, this is the last one, than 18. Then we also want it to be less or equal to 24. So come back here again, click on temperature. Okay, so we haven't picked the comparison operator, so we come here and then we select less or equal to, because our temperature will fall here, so it's gonna be less. I don't know if you guys can be able to see this. Hope so. So it's gonna be 24. So you want to display a string, so you're gonna display a string, and you're gonna say just right. Sorry about that. Just right. Very quickly, we go to the other statement. So sometimes I normally love crossing out. So once I'm done, I can just cross it out. Just to make sure that I'm in tandem with what I'm doing. So I can always, if let's say I leave the code at this stage, I can always come back to my algorithm and I can be able to know what I've done and what I've not done. So yeah, sometimes I just do this for purposes of organizing my work. So the last one is the temperature is more than 24 degrees. It will show too hot. So another if statement, but this time it's just one statement. We're just comparing one statement. So input temperature, so it should be larger. Should be larger than 24, and then it should be display the message. It's a string. Too hot. So here we go. It's a very simple project. Look at this. We have 3 if statements comparing two numbers, one variable, the temperature variable, and the set value, that is 18, 24. So this is how it looks like. So we can come here at a microbit. So because 21 falls between 18 and 24, so you can just see it's just right. But one of the things I love about the simulator is that you can adjust the temperature. So what if our temperature, we adjust it to 40? Okay, let me reset it. Okay, it goes back to 21. Let me just adjust it again. See, it's going on. Yeah, you can see too hot. What about if we adjust it to 7 degrees? Too cold. So our microbit can be able to tell us whether the temperature is too hot, too cold, or just right. So there you have it, guys. This is how you do it. So it's a very simple. Of course, we can always even make it. We can even actually develop it further. As you can see the code, you can make it to turn on the heater. You can actually make it to switch off the heater, turn on the AC. So depending on what you want to do with your code, you can actually be able to do that. You can even be able to make it turn on a motor that operates a device in your house. So you can use it at home. So with the help of the microbit, you can come up with a temperature sensor app, just like I've done. So this is a small scale temperature app, but you can be able to make it you can even refine it. You can even refine it for it to to send signal, for it to do a lot of things. And so basically this is the end of our tutorial. I hope you've been able to get a few things here. You've been able to understand the if statements. You've been able to see how you can use the Boolean expressions, and how you can be able to use the temperature sensor in the microbit. So you are free to do a lot of projects that you might think of using the temperature sensor. So guys, remember to subscribe and to my channel, and also like my videos. If you haven't watched the mathematical table revision app, find the link below the screen. Click on the link, just and then you can also try doing that app. I'm sure you're going to find it fun, and you're going to learn a lot of things. So gonna see you next time. Remember to subscribe, and remember to share the video so that most people, especially students, can be able to see this. Goodbye.